Welcome back to How to Play the Game of College podcast. Before we get started, I want to thank everyone who have subscribed to the channel. You have shared the videos, the likes, the comments. It's just been great the past few months. And so moving into this next series of interviews, I'm super excited. A lot of times in the work of education, we only think about K-12, our high schools, right? Or usually our colleges here in the city. But there's some really great organizations here in our city that's doing some impactful work when it comes to youth, mentorship, helping them to get to college, their navigation tip. And so today I want to shine a light on these organizations. A lot of times we say, hey, there's not a lot of great things going on in Memphis. And today I say, hey, that's just not true. And so today I'm excited to welcome Nate Ollie, Mr. Nate Ollie. Welcome to the podcast, my guy.
I appreciate you having me, Dr. Boyd. Thank you.
Thank you for being on here today. And so people will know, I feel like, Nate, you're known in the city, right? Man, you do some great work and just some great things with your organization. But can you tell us a little bit of elevator speech, I like to say, of who you are? Who's Nate Ollie?
Yeah, sure, man. First and foremost, Nate, I'm a family man. Got enjoying my little family here, my wife and my two kids, two girls. So a lot of female energy in the house. So grateful. But outside of that, man, I'm a financial advisor. That's what I do for my day job, and I also serve as the president and chairman of the board for the 100 Black Men of Memphis.
Great, man, great. And so I hear you say girl dad, right? And so man, it's awesome. And to learn a little bit more about you on this podcast. So as you just mentioned, you are the president of 100 Black Men, which we all know to be a national organization. But right here in Memphis, you're doing some great work. Can you tell us more about the Memphis chapter and your role, and maybe more about your mission of the organization and your vision for the youth here in the city of Memphis?
Yeah, absolutely. So the 100 Black Men of Memphis is our local chapter of a national organization, the 100 Black Men of America. And 100 Black Men of America actually is the largest Black mentoring nonprofit organization in the country. So our mission is simple. It is to enhance the education, the educational and economic opportunities for Black and African Americans in the communities in which we serve, right? So ours obviously being the greater Memphis community. And a lot of the work that we do ties back to the youth, but we have 4 pillars that we kind of hone our efforts under. Okay. Those would be education and mentoring, obviously, but also health and wellness and economic empowerment. So, we have a lot of initiatives, and we do a lot of work, a lot of collaborating with other organizations here, like-minded organizations and organizations that share the same mission to get back to the community and contribute to the greater good. So that's what we do at a very high level.
Man, that's so great to hear and so needed. We think about mentorship, right? And many times my work in education, I'm always getting calls from parents and a lot of times single moms who say, hey, I need that extra hand or that extra resource to really help my young man to navigate just life, right? Not even thinking about college, but just the day-to-day life. As we think about mentorship, right, in 100 Black Men, how does that look? Is it for all ages? Do you start when they're in kindergarten? Do you go more for high school age young men? How does that look?
Yes, that's a great question. And, I get a lot of those calls as well. A lot of voicemails from mothers looking for in an environment to put their kids in that's more conducive to the outcome that they would like to see in their kids' lives, and inquiring about our mentoring program and things like that. But to answer your question, right now as it stands, we are school specific. So we're in a handful of schools, just under a handful of schools. So we've got programs in Cummins, K-8. We got Sherwood Middle School, and we also have a partnership with University Prep as well.
Right.
So we elementary and middle school kids primarily, but we are actually in the process of revamping our mentoring program. So it's going to be open. It's going to be citywide. We can't accept all the students.
Right.
right. But it'll be open to students across from all schools. So,
great.
So we're very excited about that, because we feel like we haven't been we've only focused on a certain
Right.
segment of students, and
Hmm.
we don't want to do the community a disservice. We want to be able to give to pour into students from all across the city. So we're in the process of revamping that.
Man, that's awesome. And I like how you said you started early, right? And I feel like if they see it young and they really see men like you, that's, financial advisors or teachers or lawyers, and the list just goes on and on. They kind of see it early and they're like, hey, if they can do it, I can do it too. So I love how you're saying our new direction is what? Citywide, man, we're going to get this thing across the city. I'm sorry, Nate, were you about to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say it's funny that you say that, because our slogan or tagline is actually what they see is what they'll be. So,
Man, and I did not know that, Nate. I brought some, man, that's great. That's great, man. And so I guess on the flip side of that, right, especially you looking forward, right, you're talking about growing, and of course it's needed, right? How can men, is it open when we talk about mentors, right? How can men get involved and really help the youth in the city? Or is it open to women as well?
So, yeah, we're definitely looking for brothers to join our organization
Okay.
and contribute to our efforts, because we all know there's no shortage. There's no shortage of
Right.
mentors needed here in the city, right? Well, we know the state of our youth and what they're facing and what they go through on a daily basis. So we need mentors. We need more mentors than we can provide. We're
Right.
fortunate enough to be one of the largest chapters in the national organization,
Oh,
but
wow.
but we still don't have enough. We still
Yeah.
we still need more hands on deck. So we're actively looking for brothers to help us mentor these
Okay.
young students. We really haven't found our lane with the ladies yet, but
Okay.
that is something that we're discussing and trying to navigate.
Right. Right. And I like how you said earlier, Nate, collaboration, right? And so I think doing my research, I know you all did some work with the Link, right? The Link Memphis chapter, and I know they have an organization that's geared toward our young ladies as well. So I like how you all kind of like, include yourself in other organizations. Of course, we got fraternities here. We're in the same fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, and we have Kappa League and Botillion. I was personally in the Links myself. So yeah, man, I didn't know that. So yeah, there's so many great organizations. And I think, in my book, I talk about how it does take a village, right, to really help our youth. And so, one thing I love about our city, and especially looking at 100 Black men, is that, hey, I'm not an organization who's trying to take all the credit, but some things we can partner with or we can collaborate with. Because like you just mentioned, it takes a lot of us to really get with our youth and really change their narrative. Man, I look at data all the time around college because that's my work, post-secondary. And man, every day I get up, I'm seeing that, there's Black men, college going rates are 20 points below their white male counterpart. It's never been this low in the history of Tennessee. So it's alarming, right? So that it brings us to the question, like, what are they doing? What type of jobs? Because if we look at jobs, and when I say college, man, we have certifications, we have community colleges. There's so many things.
Post-secondary.
Yeah, post-secondary credential, right? But again, we have to really pour into our youth. So again, hats off to you all. And I feel like Nate, you may could speak to this. I feel like you had a partnership or something going on with the Lamorne College, the HBCU here. Is that something that's
we do?
You talk about that?
Yeah, we got what we call the Collegiate 100. So yeah, it is the college version of the 100 Black men of Memphis. Now the Collegiate 100 is open to young ladies. So it's not male specific. We actually have a good percentage of young women in our Collegiate 100 chapter. I think when we first started, the young women outnumbered the young men by quite a bit. So we recently gotten our male numbers up, which is great.
Okay, good.
But yeah, it's a great organization. It's fairly new. We just started a couple of years ago. It's growing, and we got some exciting things planned for the Collegiate 100, and those are some impressive students that we've got in the organization.
Man, that's great. I like how we, are just thinking, on the post-secondary level, right? So of course, hopefully the goal, I'm sure, right, is that the Collegiate 100 men actually going to 100 Black men. And I'm even thinking I'm sure you're thinking like, hey, I'm in college, I can mentor, kindergarten, K through 12 myself.
That's exactly the idea,
Man,
right?
that's great.
It's a form of leadership development, but it's also mentor training, right? So we're teaching them how to pay it forward. So that's a
Man,
big part of the program.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to flip it a little bit and talk about, Nate, if you can, just your college journey, right? A lot of times people see us as doctor, whoever, or, we have all these different titles that are tied to our name. And a lot of folks don't know the journey, right, that it took to get there. Do you mind share with us, right, what it took you to get to Nate Ollie 2024? Okay. Your college journey as a whole.
Yeah, sure. So I was actually a bit of a journeyman during my college years. So I went to 3 different institutions. I went
You're from Memphis, Nate, right?
I am from Memphis, a part of the Whitehaven High School.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So immediately following high school, I went to Rhodes College. And I went to Rhodes College for I played basketball there, fortunate enough to play sports in college.
Okay. Okay.
I left Rhodes and did a short stint at Florida A&M.
Okay.
Went to FAMU for a little bit as well, and ended up finishing my college career at the University of Memphis, where I got my degree.
Wow. And all this was undergrad?
All this was undergrad.
I mean, completely different types of colleges, man. I never knew that.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I feel like I think the reason behind that is I feel like I was missing something.
Okay.
I went from, Whitehaven, which is obviously when I was in school, it was all black.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was still the same today. But you do that, you go to Rhodes College, which was almost the complete opposite, right? And you get into the Greek life, and you're having a good time, but I feel like I was still missing something from a culture perspective. So I think that's what kind of sent me to Florida A&M for a bit.
Okay.
And then, quite frankly, when I got there, it really didn't feel that need, that void that I thought, was
Right.
open, right? So, ended up coming back home and wrapping up at the University of Memphis, which is a great experience as well. I think all of them played a part
Yeah.
where I am, especially from a sense of building relationships.
Right.
That's something that's always been very important and very intentional.
Okay.
Is to make sure that I'm building genuine relationships everywhere that I go. So that's a little glimpse into my journey, my undergraduate journey.
Man, and I'm so glad you shared that. A lot of times, folks just think, hey, we just have it all planned out, right? And I love also how you said that everything that happened needed to happen. And so I think, speaking to our youth that's watching this podcast and parents, it could be that, hey, they go off to college. I was at UT Martin a few weeks ago and talking with the chancellor, whose daughter went to a school far off, right? A dream school, but got there for a semester and hated it and transferred to the University of Tennessee of Martin, where he is. And so I like how you said, well, hey, you didn't stop, it went the best of field, or the best fit, I should say, which is, again, a chapter, Nate, in the book, College Fit, right? Getting the right fit, because if it fits you and you really enjoy going, guess what? You're going to stay with that thing. You're going to graduate.
You're going to stay with it, right. Yeah. But I think it's also important to recognize when something's not aligned with your vision, your life, right? And being able to pivot.
Right. So true. So again, thank you for sharing that story. Mentorship, that's what basically the theme of this interview has been. When we talk about mentors, can you name one of yours and why?
I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of mentors in my life. I think in pretty much every phase of my life, I've got mentors that I could associate with. But I mean, my first mentor, my longest standing mentor has been my father, my dad. He always allowed me to, be me, but would, hold me accountable and reel me back in when I was tripping. Right. He always encouraged me to think big, but at the same time, he would keep straight as well. But then, beyond that, and we know a lot of the same people, right? We've been here our whole lives. But some names that come to mind: Clint Anderson, DeJuan Warmack, Tyree Daniels, Al Pickett, Daryl Cobbins. I mean, that's not a comprehensive list by any means.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can add some more names to that.
yeah,
Those are just the gentlemen that pop up in my head, that are kind of helped me find my path.
yeah, yeah.
My career has progressed and has also walked the same path, right? In many senses. So they've been gracious enough to pass along a lot of game to me
Yeah, yeah,
over the years, and have encouraged me to pay it forward as well. So
man. I'm just sitting here. The list that you just named is just an awesome list of guys, man. And like you said, I've been fortunate to know some of the same gentlemen that you name, and I couldn't agree more. Again, chapter 1 in the book is ask for help. Ask for help. Find that person that has walked this journey, right, and that you can really tap into. And so the same thing, man. Anything that I'm doing, if it's a career move, if it's a marriage talk or whatever the case may be, I'm always tapping into one of my mentors and say, hey, what's your advice? Now, one great thing about a mentor is not meant to tell you what to do, right? I think what they do is pour into you their experience, the wisdom, right? The wisdom. And then it's up to you to kind of take that and apply whatever pieces that you need to apply. And so, so to our young man, again, that's why 100 Black Men is this. Get yourself a mentor. I think that's a huge thing that you can do and can really help be the blueprint for your life. Man, we are at the end of the interview. I feel like we need a part 2, Nate. What you think?
Hey, yeah, we can do. Hey, we can absolutely do it.
I feel like we need a part 2.
Give me a text, man. We can make it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So our last question is just what is one piece of advice? We have, again, man, every time I turn on the news, it's just, man, it breaks my heart, man, to see, youth, right, that really feel like they don't have a way out, or crime is on the rise, as we know. We do have students that are not going into the workforce. They're doing other things that's probably not the best decisions to really elevate their lives. What's one piece of advice that you can give that person that just happened to get this podcast and they're looking at you, Nate? What can you give them to really help them along the way?
And we're talking about the youth, right?
Yes.
Oh, I would say that, and there's no one size fits all solution to the issues that we're facing in our community, right? But I would encourage the youth to really do some internal some digging internally, right, to figure out who you are and who you want to be. And you don't have to have all the answers right now, but really think about who you want to be and where you would like your life to go, because the possibilities are endless. And once you get a sense of where you want to go, then the stars start to align for you, right? And once you move with intention and you start to incorporate discipline into your daily routine, you'd be amazed at how things start to line up for you and completely change the trajectory of your life. So I would say start by some inner thought, right? Understanding where you want to go with your life, and then start to be intentional with how you live your life from there.
Man. What a way to end this interview, man. I'm taking notes myself. So man, thank you for that, man. Thank you for taking your time. I know your schedule is crazy busy. So thank you for taking time to talk with me today. And again, really sharing these gems with our youth and our community here in Memphis. Nate, where can they find more information about 100 Black Men, the Memphis chapter?
Yeah, so you can find more information on Facebook and Instagram. That's where we're the most active. We are rebuilding our website as well. The website, 100bmom.org. That is the website. And on Facebook, we're the 100 Black Men of Memphis. And on Instagram, we are at 100. Let me check. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, and what I'll also do is in the video, I would include those links. And so if you want to send us that, that's great. But again, thank you for social media tags and the website. But we'll make sure to verify all of that so folks can click on, man, and see what you got. Some amazing things going on if they want to come to advance or just thinking about joining the organization. So again, with that being said, thank you, parents, thank you, students, for tuning in. I want to invite you to comment. I'm gonna send this video to Nate when it comes out, and he'll be able to reply to a few of the comments under the video. share the video, right? So if you saw it, you enjoy what you're seeing, you're getting a lot of great advice from the videos, share it with some students, your parents. And keep in mind, I do this podcast every Wednesday, 7 a.m. It drops a new interview. And so again, Nate is starting out this series of interview, but man, I got some heat coming. So again, thank you, man. Thank you for joining How to Play the Game of College. And of course, you'll see my website at the bottom of this. Go get the book. Everything we're talking about, we're pulling out of the book. So again, see you same time, same place. Thank you.